All right, we're going to go ahead and start the bottom match here between Blank and Tegamek. So let's get that one underway. They still got a little bit to do with the top match there. Just getting extra verification. You know, game integrity is a huge thing for this, and not that we don't trust our players, but just to make sure that there's a safe environment for everyone to feel like everyone's doing their best to take it all seriously. They do extra verification, which you would hope. So we're going to get the bottom one underway.
Okay. It's counting down. Now I'll hit the countdown at the 3. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. And Jesper, aka Tegamek, in the chat said that he was at CTEC and not CTWC.
Oh, I get a hard time keeping all this straight.
I don't know how you can. It's crazy. Like, I've had to take a crash course on just learning about how the scene has grown and all these new names and faces, and I'm excited to see them play.
Yeah, I mean, the real secret is you just pay people to do it, which is why we have our crack stats team there, compiling all this information. Oh no, Blank is going to top out! Like, all of a sudden. What happened to Blank? He topped out at 0. Was that real?
Yeah, I guess we'll have to hear from judges what happened there.
That was a real top out, right? Yeah.
He's typing something, so we'll try to see if there is a judgment or any kind of.
Okay, I mean, yeah, that was a top out as far as I can tell. That was a real top out. They were ready. We started it. They played, and yeah. So Tegamek, I think, yeah, it's gonna get the heart. That was kind of shocking.
Wow.
So topped out at 0, joining Club 0. Who is actually? I want to defend. Now this is what I need our stats team to do. I want a definitive list of Club 0, and Club 0 are people who have topped out with 0 points in like a major competitive match. And it's a very short list. You'd think it'd be longer, but it isn't. So Blank's going to run off for a moment. I think he has to take care of something here. But Tegamet with the heart, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything in our stream chat for.
Vince telling me that Ryan Ritchie is a member of Club 0, so Quaid's brother. All right, so here we are. Just going to watch Tegamek here. Tegamek, of course, really pillar of our online community. I knew him as Tegamek for the longest time, and then find out his name is Jesper. And yeah, he's a mod, very important moderator for Classic Tetris Monthly, the Tetris competition that I run. And he's a moderator here for CTWC, doing some important work for us, and really keeps a lot of these Tetris communities going. So,
I know. When I randomly stream Nest Tetris, occasionally, he always has very helpful things, good advice, and knows so much about the game. Definite expert.
Yep. All right. Well, let's get it ready now from Jesper and Blank, and then we can move on to game 2. Chris Foryst telling me he has multiple perfect 0 matches in various competitions, but he's not playing high enough where those really count. All right, we got readies from both players. Let's go ahead and start it.
Okay. Four, 3, 2, 1, Tetris.
Okay, and then something happened on Blank's side. Did he navigate away? All right, I don't know where the judges are, but I think we have to restart. Jasper, go ahead and top out. There's an issue on Blank's side. Tegamek, if you can hear this within the sound of my voice, there's an issue.
Yeah, to our viewers, we're trying to figure out what's going on. Our judges are on it.
Yeah. Blank, you can't tab off of Max Out Club. If you go into Max Out Club, you have to keep that the front tab, and you can't tab away from it or bring another window in front of it. You weren't on level select, but somehow you were ready. Okay. We're going to go ahead and restart that match. Just little technical glitches. I mean, listen, we're trying to coordinate a worldwide effort. Tegamek in Sweden right now, Blank in the US. And all right, we've got readies from both sides. We're going to go ahead and restart this.
Yeah, it looks like the early top out might have put it on a screen that people aren't used to starting their game. It's on the game over screen.
Yeah, so if you have to be on the level select screen when you click ready. Gotcha. All right, let's go ahead and recount it down.
3, 2, 1, Tetris.
Excellent.
Yeah, Blank with a last second twig. I guess, okay, yeah, we're back.
You know, I think one of the things, you know, there have been a few technical kind of issues we've had to remedy here, but I think the thing to really keep in mind here, the choice was not between whether we did this online or did it in person. It was between whether we did this online or didn't do it at all, right? So I think that's certainly one of the things you got to keep in mind for perspective. And I think the fact that we're able to coordinate an event like this, even despite whatever technical issues we're running into, I think it's a great thing for everybody.
Yeah, no, I mean, you have the live event and you have issues you have to work with too. So they just have their own, it's its own beast, and we got to deal with it. And it's our first year, so we'll definitely learn from it.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate the patience that our audience has given us here to get all this, you know, done the right way.
And Blank off to a slight lead. Trading back and forth Tetrises, just a matter of when the long bars come for these guys. Jesper is building up, opting to take some singles off the top, so that'll probably have his score wait a little bit longer for him to catch up. Blank up to a 40,000 point lead now at 120,000 points. Jesper at 80,000. Boom Tetris for Blank, and boom Tetris for Jesper.
Blank actually set up for a dirty Tetris in column 8, getting a little bit droughted. Wants the long bar right now. Is going to have to take a burn. Reopening that well, and boom Tetris for Blank 169.
Nice cleanup there. The setup was a bit dependent, but it worked out. And Jesper catching up a bit now. Both players with clean play fields early on. And they're within a Tetris of each other. Blank up by 1 now. 220,000 points to Jesper's 200.
Yeah, so Jesper, really one of the surprises. You know, he's always been, you know, I mean, I remember when he got his first max out. I remember, you know, just before, you know, when I was a comparable player to Jesper. Like, that's how far back I remember. And of course, I'm not really all that good. But, you know, I remember all that coming back up. And, you know, so, you know, obviously a great progression from him, but he went nuts during the qualifiers and ended up being the highest ranked DAS player in the qualifiers with multiple max outs in qualifier. I believe the only DAS player to have multiple max outs.
And Blank's lead is maintained at about 40,000 points at 302,000 points. Tegamek Jesper at 261.
Oh, they're reminding me Harry had 2. That's right. But nonetheless, Tegamek had the most of any DAS player. And I mean, I don't think he went in there expecting that he would max out even one time. I think he was kind of targeting like, okay, maybe he'll get like a high 900s and squeak in, but end up one of our, you know, in our top 16 seeds. It's a pretty good accomplishment for Jesper, and I know he's pretty proud of that.
Was that the one where they both happened within the last half hour, I think?
I don't remember the spacing of it. I was there, but I'm so old now that facts don't stay in there as long as I want them to. 312 for Jesper, 375 for Blank. Blank's gonna Tetris again, 398.
Yeah, Blank's had a slight lead, like a two or three Tetris lead this entire match so far. And we're getting about 30 lines from transition. We'll see if the complexion of the match changes when the speed increases. Blank pulling away slightly now with an 80,000 point lead at 467,000 points to TEGAMX 386. And Blank just continuing to make Tetrises now. Not a lot of burns from either of these guys. Boom Tetris for Blank, boom Tetris for Jesper. We are nearing transition. Fields are looking good. Wells are... Jesper's got a little bit of burning to do now, but...
Yeah, trying to give himself a good playfield going into 19. And getting droughted a bit. You can see the drought counter creeping up. Finally gets a long bar. Takes the Tetris into transition, 464. And Blank up a little bit. Look at Blank's screen up pretty high here. So he's going to need... Yeah, he's going to have to transition with a burn.
And boom Tetris for Blank. The lead is still at about 70,000 points now. 567,000, now 592 for Blank, and 495,000 for Jesper. And Blank pouring on the Tetrises, now more than 100,000 points ahead at 619,000 points. TEGAMX at 502. And Blank's board in much better shape. Yeah, TEGAMX got some burning to do.
Oh, this is not looking great for Jesper right now. He's kind of desperation mode, flinging pieces around.
Whew, double well dependency there. He gets L to fill that out, but...
Yeah, when you're in that situation that Jesper was in, the L is your best friend because that is the piece that you can use to chip away on the left. He's going to spire up the middle and top out, and Blank is good. So Blank putting himself kind of behind the 8 ball early on with that early top out in game 1 with 0 points, but tying it up here, and it is now a best of 3. We're going to move our other match over into the scene here.
Get these guys started.
Looks like we are ready to go with that. Oh. So, yeah, as soon as we get it ready from Feyodan, we can go ahead and just start all this all at once, and let's get readies all around. All right, still waiting on readies from these guys. Just waiting for one for Blank. That is a great shirt, I gotta say. All right, we're gonna start all these right now.
So yes, 4-way countdown. Hopefully, I'll try to average that countdown out. 3, 2, 1, Tetris.
Or it's like 3.5, 2.5.
Yeah, it worked out.
All right, Chris, I'm going to cut out here for a moment. I'll be back in a moment. Don't let them top out without me.
That's up to them. No, I think they're in good shape now. Boom Tetris for Blank, boom Tetris for Jesper. Right with each other. Blank with a bit of tucking to do there to keep everything clean. So TEGAMX with a much cleaner board. Everything seems to be kind of even going on top. Feodan pulling ahead with 1 Tetris now. Huff stacking high and clean, though. Boom Tetris for Huff. And Jesper taking a slight lead. Bottom game. And Feoden looking to use a double to open up the well again. Boom, Tetris for Feoden. Neck and neck. But Huff pulling ahead with one Tetris there. Feoden having to do a couple of burns, but otherwise this board is in great shape. And Jesper opening up a 70,000 point lead, 142,000 to Blank's 65,000. Oh, Jesper with a misshift there has a crazy formation. He's going to try to take that triple to push it down some, but he's got some burning to do. And he's going to have to skim off the top with some good pieces would definitely help him there. Okay, he got what he needed to skim off the top there. Whew, barely getting that J in, and he does. But Blank actually tops out first there, and Jesper is good. That was curious. I had my eyes on Jesper's game because he had a dig, but somehow Blank also topped out. And I guess Vandy is not going to get his wish of having players not top out with him around.
You failed me, Chris. You failed me.
Yeah, we had two top outs. You see, you wish for one not to top out, and now you had two practically simul top outs. But Jesper actually hung in there and managed to take the win. And now Blank has to win this to stay in this match, even though it's they're still in the winner's bracket here.
All right, and Huff and Feyodan still going from their first match, right?
Yep.
Great. All right, so we just get it ready from the bottom. We can go ahead and get that started. Feel free to take a breath, though. We're, it's not like we're running behind or anything. No, just kidding. Take the time you need to make sure that you are ready to play your best Tetris. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen any reverse sweeps today. That was yesterday's meta.
Yeah, I mean, while they're great for the crowd, it also does kind of elongate the day a little bit, but that's okay, Just a couple extra energy drinks or whatever, coffee or whatever.
Yeah, I was pretty exhausted after yesterday. I mean, it was some good Tetris, but geez, I wonder if just watching Tetris can stress you out.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
It definitely can. Believe me, believe me. And thankfully,
you've been running these tournaments for a while, so you'd know.
Yeah, for sure. Thankfully, here in the States, we had our time changeover for daylight savings back to standard time, and we got the extra hour. Oh, it's great.
I actually live in a time zone that doesn't observe it, but it actually pushed the time zone for when the tournaments were held back, so it still helped me.
All right, we're gonna get the bottom match underway here between Jesper and Blank.
3, 2, 1, Tetris.
Oh, so your time zone does not observe daylight savings time?
Nah, I just tend to like to live in states and places that don't observe it. I don't even know why they do. I mean, it's, from what I know, it's kind of archaic and, it's done to facilitate farming and that sort of thing. So
yeah, nobody farms anymore. We all work in call centers, right? I mean, so that's... All right, well, we are underway at the bottom. Up top there, they are past the 100 line mark. A couple of simul booms there. 386 for Huffaluffagus, 419 for Feyodan.
Yeah, they're on their way to transition. About 20 more lines. They are both playing pretty high, so they're not leaving any points on the table here. Huff with some smart burns there. Opening up the well, and boom, Tetris for Huff.
Yeah, Blank
fighting back.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry about that.
Oh, fighting back the deficit just slightly. Feoden's up 76,000 points now, 493,000 points to Huff's 440,000 points. And they're going to transition with the next couple of Tetrises here. And Huff's transitioned. He's almost burned back down to the bottom. Tetris ready. Boom, Tetris for Huff. Feoden needing to do a couple of tucks there. Some holes in his stack, but he scores a Tetris, maintaining his lead, 70,000 points. His 545 to Huff's 497,000. Huff with a cleaner board. Feoden with a couple of lines to burn. Drill back down. Meanwhile, on the bottom, Blank has opened up a lead. They were neck and neck for a while, but Blank's pulling ahead now. 212,000 to Tegamek's 136, now 159. And Huff and Feoden still within a Tetris of each other. Blank playing up high, but he's got to nail a Tetris, making his stack more manageable. Both games are within a Tetris of each other. 228 for Tegamek, 264 for Blank.
Feoden kind of in a tough situation. That left side you can see, oh no, and it's just causing him to have to make some really tough decisions and placements. Gets a triple down the right side, but that left side is so messed up.
Yeah.
He is fighting. That L piece.
That was right.
Yeah, that L piece is your best friend in that situation. It's the one piece you can use to chop that down. And he's going to top out at 608. So we're in a chase down. Hufflepuffus needs 14,000 points. So he needs to get to 609. There's a Tetris. And that's it. Hufflepuffus gets a heart.
First one.
All right, there is a heart for Huff.
Meanwhile, both Blank and Jesper have some holes in their stack. Jesper scoring a Tetris, catching up a bit, now within half of a Tetris of Blank, who needs to dig back down here. He covered up 2 wells, so there's like a Tetris and a triple just being uncovered, but he turns it into a well and makes a dirty Tetris. Boom, Tetris for Blank. Keeping his lead. 347,000 points to 319 for Jesper, who is Tetris ready, playing 1 row off of the field. Waiting for the long bar now. Skimming a triple off the top, routed, but finally gets the long bar. Boom, Tetris for Jesper. 350,000 points, still 50,000 points behind to Blank's 400,000. Huff playing that left side really high, getting those pieces over to the left, disposing of them. Yeah, he's gonna need an L to. He's playing dangerously high. He's having to survive up there. Got what he needed and is able to dig back down. As well as open again. Boom, Tetris for Huff. Feoden has a lead now of about 1 Tetris. Now 2, 98,000 points to Huff's 40,000 points. Jesper dealing with some digging now too. A lot of gaps in the bottom, but he's going to drill down from the top. Nice uses of the L's and J's there. Blank opening up a huge lead now, 100,000 points ahead. 497,000 points to Jesper's 391,000. And Jesper's just hit transition. He's Tetris ready. Waiting for the long bar. Curious, but boom, Tetris for Jesper. Really holding out.
Yeah, really able to clear this down. Amazing survival from Jesper, and he's almost cleared back down to the bottom. Finds himself still, though, in a big hole against Blank. 126,000 point difference.
Yeah, Blank really hoping to turn the tide here. He needs this win. Meanwhile, up on top, Feoden opening up a huge lead as well. 100,000 points up, 242,000 points to Huff's 143. Huff's board looking really good though. Boom, Tetris for Huff. Batting back that difference, now at 70,000 points behind, but we're a little less than halfway to transition. Plenty of time. And Blank's lead widening, 151,000 points. But Jesper's board's in better shape. Mike's gonna have to do some burning and dig back down. Gets the right pieces to do it though. But then not a very long dig phase at all, and Mike's back to being clean.
Yeah, Jesper not really able to capitalize on Blank's digging here because he's doing some digging of his own. He's open on the right side for Tetris though, but that left side, that is going to take some doing here if he's going to be able to do anything here. And you know, it's probably a 10 to 15 line clear down, minimum. It's so hard, and he's already behind. This is such a challenge for Jesper.
Wow, that's some survival skills. He was able to get the pieces in.
Yeah, there's quick tapping going there.
Nice survival there by Tegamek. Wow, just this is definitely one of the best digs I've seen this year. Whew. He's gonna need another and that'll do it.
Yeah, it just wasn't gonna happen in that game.
Yeah.
And, Blank was so far ahead, and it just was kind of impossible for Jesper at that point. So Blank is gonna tie this up. Even after giving up one game to Jesper early on with a 0 top out, we now have a decider.
Yeah, going the distance. And Jesper just really showing off some survival skills there. And chat's going nuts because it's like, that's Das? I guess so.
Das with tricks, right?
Yeah, wow. Yeah, they happen. I mean, we see it with Sharky. So it looks like there's multiple Das with tricks competitors.
Well, that's right. All right, so we'll wait for ready for those and kick that off. Meanwhile, at the top, Hufflepuff 331, Feyodan 438. So big lead here for Feyodan past the 100-line mark, coasting into transition. And Blank getting up again here, so making Tegamek play on his schedule, I guess.
Huff really up there, doing some burns. He's in okay shape. He's got one hole in the stack. He's just gonna skim it off the top here.
Yeah, both Huff and Feoden in sort of the class of 2020 having gotten their first max outs this year.
Wow.
So kind of tells you the level of competition. And just how quickly these players are improving. Huff's going to transition 391. Very low transition.
And Feoden transitions 541. 150,000 point lead. So Huff's got some catching up to do.
We got readies on the bottom. Let's go ahead and get that one started. Huff, of course, one of the winners of tournaments that I run, the Challenger Circuit. That's sort of the feeder tournament into our main event. So he did win his way into the main event by winning our Challenger Circuit. Back in the summer? It was June or July.
And Feoden widening that lead. It's 200,000 points now. And his board's looking super clean. Huff having to clear off the top just a bit.
Great stacking from Hufflepuff, I guess, just to keep clean, end up with a Tetris there. I mean, just really methodical, clean stacking from Huff now.
Huff got like a block storm. There's like 3 in a row.
It really is tied for like the worst Tetris piece with the T.
And yeah.
I mean, the Z's and S's, I mean, it's going to give them to you, but it's like a block at the
I don't know.
time.
The T is pretty welcome in most situations, but if you get like a bunch of blocks, it's like you think the game's trolling you at that point. At least
honestly,
I feel like
honestly, now that I think about it, I can't think of a single good Tetris piece at this moment. They all seem bad whenever they come. They're always messing up my board.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like S's and Z's when they storm.
Yeah. All right, 559 for Hufflepuff, 759 for Feyodan. He's having to clear away a weird. He's got a hovering block over there on the left. Right, clearing all this down. But it's getting to the point now where it's going to be really hard for Huff to catch up. But Feyodan, is burning and Huff is clean, so this could be the opening, the one opening that Huff gets.
It is the opening. And he's doing it. He's playing clean and making Tetrises. That's what you need to do in this situation.
Feyodan still trying to kind of clear away and, you know, cover, uncover, and just build that well back up.
Now Huff half the deficit. He's only 100,000 points behind now. 663,000 to Feodan's 775. But Feodan fires back with the Tetris. So if Feodan wants to take this one, he's going to keep up the aggression.
Yeah.
Huff's still doing great.
Yeah, and one of the factors here though is Huff, 10 lines in the future, so a lot fewer lines to work with. So something would have to happen to Feyodan right now for Huff to have a realistic shot. So it's really just a matter of Feyodan staying alive to force Huff here.
Yeah, Huff's about to hit kill screen. So I don't know if he's going to set up anything special, but looks like he's just going to wait for the long bar and make that last Tetris.
Okay, can't burn here. Left side's going to prevent it. No long bar and 23 drought right there toward the end. Game loves to save those droughts for level 28, believe me.
So Feodan takes the game, and we are 1-1. Best of 5 has become a best of 3. And Feodan hits kill screen.
There you go, just kill screen like it's nothing. You know, I've only done it 6 times in my life, you know, but these guys are like, yeah, whatever, kill screen. People asking me, has Vandy seen level 28? Yes, I have. I have 6 kill screens. Which is not that impressive, but for me it is. Alright, we just need to ready for the top and we can get that underway.
Blank playing up real high. Burns a triple off the top. Oh man, he just covered his well right when he needed it. But he's able to get it open, and boom, super dirty Tetris from Blank.
Wow.
Neck and neck. 332,000 points for Blank, 363 for Jesper, who just made a Tetris. Still about 40 lines from transition, so they're going to go back and forth here for a while. Clean play fields.
So Huff, I guess, went to take care of some errands. Cider going on down at the bottom here, approaching and passing the 100 line mark. Super close, separated by half a Tetris. There's one for Blank and another one for Jesper. Just matching each other score for score, and it will all come down to level 19.
And yeah, we're getting started on top again. Yep, it's counting down. And yet we're still going back and forth on the bottom as they approach transition. Neck and neck game. Love to see it. Decider. Jesper pulling ahead for a second, and Blank just waiting on the long bar. There it is. Boom, Tetris for Blank. Couple more and we'll be off to level 19.
Someone's complaining about the music. Did the music get loud all of a sudden, or what happened with the music?
Okay, Blank has transitioned with a single. Still waiting for the long bar. Okay, skims a double with a box and then goes into a Tetris. Jesper also making a Tetris. And Blank pulling ahead just slightly with that. Jesper right behind. 545,000 points for Jesper and 583 for Blank. Just one Tetris ahead there.
Yeah, so close, separated by about a Tetris and a half, these two. I mean, just matching each other score for score. There's one for Jesper to keep up with Blank.
Yeah, both have really clean play fields too. Jeez. See what Blank does with that. Is he going to move his... Yeah, he's just going to burn that down and rebuild the well on the right. Just still one Tetris apart. less than that. And boom, Tetris for blank. Jesper waiting on that long bar. And he's got a 1 hole in the stack. He's gonna skim it off the top. No, he's gonna take the triple.
Still about a half a Tetris, and this is really Jesper kind of cresting at the right moment. You know, obviously very competent player, but he's really kind of reached another level just in time for CTWC 2020.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people surprised at his qualifier, and now here in the bracket against a really good player in blank, you know, taking him, you know, into a decider. Now he for sure, I think, is shocking the world a little bit here.
Blank's got some holes in his field, and Jesper's has a much healthier board right now, so this is a chance for TETRIS to catch up. Does have just a minuscule lead. Tetris ready, waiting for that long bar. Surprised he didn't take the flat spin on the left there. He doesn't put the long bar in. Or why? He waited. Maybe he needed 2 in a row.
Yeah, not exactly sure there, but neither play with a great field. Blank is low though. Jesper kind of fighting.
Okay, yeah, he's using flat orientations to burn down, but I think he might have lost gas and wasn't able to move that piece over.
Yeah, that S piece kind of got hung up on Jesper, and he's going to top out at 822, and Blank is already there. Blank is good and will be moving on in the winner's bracket.
That match was just so close all the way, and just one mistake, and it just started falling apart for TETRIS, but wow.
All right, so we're going to focus here on the Huff versus Feyodan match.
Mm-hmm. These are all winners match brackets, so we'll see those players again.
There we go. Move their cameras around.
Feyodan with a really big drought, 40 pieces now. $45, $46. Wow, okay, finally it gave him one, but not when he needed it. And Huff having to burn down too, but Huff's got a big lead now. 90,000 points, 436,000 points to Feodan's 346 points. Approaching transition, another 30 lines or so. Feodan definitely want to get his board in order before then. Huff's board's in pretty good shape. Feodan, wow, cleaned that up really fast.
Yeah, very clean but very flat. And as Jonas says, you can be almost too flat.
Don't want to be too flat, yeah.
You need something against which to burn, right? And it's a flat. You don't really have an opportunity to burn there. But he's got it down, and he's back. About 2 Tetrises behind Huff still. Approaching transition here. Feodan setting up an overhang. That's intentional.
Yep. Some nice tucks there, keeping it nice and clean. And boom, Tetris for Feodan. Huff waiting for the long bar as well. Playing it pretty high for transition. He's going to need to either burn that down. Okay, there it is. Boom, Tetris for Huff into transition.
And another Tetris
2 in a row.
Right after transition.
And he was ready for those tucks right after, keeping it clean. Almost Tetris ready again.
I think when I and a lot of our viewers play, that transition comes and it's just like, oh my god, it just smacks you in the face. But these guys are just like, nope, they keep on trucking. Like nothing happened.
Chat asked whether these are DAS or Hypertap players, and it says these are both Hypertap players.
Oh, and Feodan's gonna top out. Like, all of a sudden, just kept building too high.
That was so sudden.
And you get kind of that. Yeah, you get that little crest on the top of your stack, and then you try to, maybe you wait an extra frame to move something over. It gets hung up, and then that's it. So Feyodan is gonna top out. Huff is good. Huff gets the hearts. There's the hearts. And we are 2-1 for Huff versus Feyodan.
Yeah, not a lot of sweeps or reverse sweeps today. It's all been going distances.
Yeah, moving briskly through, in contrast to yesterday. Which, I'm good with either. Either one, we kind of get a nice early day. The other one, we get a lot of great Tetris
Put on
action,
a good show.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's
like the highlight reels to come out of yesterday. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of content.
Yeah, you bet.
To say the least. 3, 2, 1, Tetris.
So,
no pushdown points. And boom, Tetris for Huff. First to score there. Feoden just waiting for the long bar. Taking some burns along the way. And boom, Tetris for Feoden. Kind of cruising along neck and neck, as expected in early goings. And they're both building. Feoden with the first Tetris. Huff's gonna need a couple of long bars. Use one to set the well up. There's the other. Evening up the score. Just a few hundred points separate them now. But Huff's gonna pull ahead with one Tetris. Feoden answers right back a second later. Nice evenly paced match here. And Huff with the Tetris. Feoden now having to fill in some gaps there. And now he's gonna wait for a couple of tucks to maximize that. Nice and clean again. Huff pulling ahead a bit now. 189,000 points to 129 for Feoden. I think Huff was looking to tuck something in there. Now he's got a hole in his stack. Scores a Tetris, and it's now playing one row off the bottom, but still set up and Tetris ready. Boom, Tetris for Feoden. Now within a Tetris of each other, and Huff firing back. Huff waiting for a long bar to probably fill in that middle, or is he going to use the center well here? We'll see. Chooses to build on top of it. Skims the double. Still ahead, 40,000 points. He's got a nice center well now, and boom, center well Tetris for Huff. Extending the lead now. 266,000 to Feoden's 227. And Huff's gonna have to build on top or burn that down. Feoden's board looking good. And Feoden is Tetris ready. And boom, Tetris for Feoden. Reducing the deficit now within a Tetris of each other. Huff cleaned up pretty nicely. He's just got one hole in the stack there. Probably looking for a couple of long bars to throw down there, but he's droughted 20 pieces now. And you got the long bar, opens up as well again. He's going to have to settle for a triple throwing that down there, but he's Tetris ready right after. Feoden has caught up and now has a lead of 36,000 points, but Huff's board's in good shape and he's able to fire back. Still within Tetris of each other. 213 for Huff and 327,000 for Feoden. Now 40 lines to transition. Close match here. Both at 96 lines. And Huff firing back. And it's going back and forth between them now, neck and neck. Yeah, this is another really even match here. Huff taking a triple. And Feoden is going to wait for the Tetris. Gets the log bar. It's now one Tetris ahead. 419,000 to Huff's 391. And both are playing fairly low to mid matrix here. Feoden with the Tetris, I mean, it's giving them the pieces they need to consistently score, so they don't need to take the risks. They can just keep throwing the pieces down and making Tetrises there, they'll do it. Now a couple of Tetrises away from transition. It's going to speed up soon. Huff needs a couple of pieces to have a better setup to score.
And of course, the game feeding him a steady diet of Z's here, as it likes to.
Tetris ready and gonna transition with that. Boom, Tetris for Huff, 489,000. And Feoden has lead now, about 45,000, 537,000 points for Feoden, 515 for Huff, firing back with Tetris just there. We are into level 19, level 20 for Huff. Feoden with a slight lead. Huff answering back with the Tetris. We are neck and neck.
God, it's been so close the whole time. Oh, Feoden passing on an opportunity to get Tetris ready and kind of took a safety burn on the right side. I wonder if that indicates where his headspace is at.
Huff not maximizing that double wide well. There's ways to have played that more aggressively, but he took the safe way and burned it down. And Huff's left some holes in his stack. Feoden is now amassing a lead here, 70,000 points ahead, 636,000 points to Huff's 565.
Both players here on level 22.
Yeah, Huff took a lot of doubles and burns on a potential well there. That's where you're seeing that big point difference open up.
Feoden trying to force a decider here and in prime position to do it. Take a couple of burns. Huff with the Tetris now. He's back within about 2.5 Tetrises now.
Yeah, his board's back in better shape now.
701 for Feoden and now 664 for Huff here on level 24.
Feoden barely getting that over.
Looking for a J piece for that left side. Not coming.
Oh, he covered it up, but okay, a T will help. Oh no, he didn't get the T over.
T on the right side. So Huff in a chase down situation, but Huff, is he going to be able to get a log bar over? And he does, but he still needs 6,000 points. Oh no.
Oh, he covered it up. But if he can survive here on some doubles.
Yeah, Huff needs to get to 708.
Gets a triple.
And he gets it.
And he does.
Wow.
And Huff closes this out.
Unbelievable survival from Huff.
Whew.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a clutch survive there.
Whew. Well, Huff will be continuing on in the winner's bracket, and we'll be taking on the winner of the other match that we just saw, which is blank. And then Feoden will go down to the loser's bracket and take on Jesper. So it's flip-flopping, switching sides, and, you know, everyone takes on everyone. So let me just go ahead and take a moment to set that up. We'll give you guys a look at the bracket. It should be updated momentarily. That way you can follow what the heck is going on. And it's going to flop around and do this whole thing. There it is. And somebody should be updating it any moment here. You can imagine it in your mind. Well, there it is. Look, there's the update right there. All right, so bear with me. I'll go ahead and set this up.
I think someone just tried to feed me an online fact here. We will have only 135 matches this year in CTWC.
That's it?
Only?
Yeah, come on. Slacking. That's matches. That's not games. That's matches. That will be an interesting stat to come out of all this, Chris, is how many actual individual games were played.
Right, because you don't know what that's going to be when you start, and depending on how far the players push each other. I mean, right now, Nanu's gonna have like the record for number of games played by one player, but we'll see if that changes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, anybody who has to go through the losers bracket and then have to play a double final, I think they will tie that record. But it's an amazing number.
Yeah. Yeah, when the dust settles, you might have a player who's played so many matches in this year's CTWC that it's more than any of the other players have played in the previous ones combined. Wow, Simul Tetrises. Looking to be another close game here. Similar paces. And that is interesting because it lists, Blank is a DAS player and Huff is a Hypertap player, so you'd expect to see maybe a bit different style in terms of stacking height and the amount of risks taken. But they're doing their burns and they're doing their building at about the same level here.
Yeah, Blank is had been DAS for a while. I think he is also tapping at this point, but it's so hard. Some players do switch back and forth amazingly, and I think probably about, I want to say, probably within the last couple of months he has switched exclusively to tap, but don't quote me on that. I mean, you can quote me, and you probably will. I mean, that's the internet. All right.
Yeah, I changed my sheet over to match the matchup, and it says Huff is a slight favorite with a 69% chance of winning, according to the ELO odds prediction here.
Yeah, but I mean, that's before he changed play styles, right? So who knows what he's going to bring today? Up 1-0 on Huff. Huff, kind of a CTM main event player for sure. Blank also as well as several appearances, so kind of in the same ballpark for sure, despite the disparity in their seeding here. Yeah, that is a misconception. Chad is pointing out a misconception about ELO, that it's an acronym, but it actually came from the inventor, the last name of the inventor
I heard
of the
that
first system.
Last name, yeah.
Yeah, Arpad ELO, which is a great name. I mean, Arpad, first of all, and then like ELO. So, like, if you have a name like that, you better invent some sort of mathematical something. And we are neck and neck here through 70 some odd lines. Huff at 359, yep. Blank 341.
Yeah, definitely all of our matches today just seem so well seated, like just right in there with each other. I mean, they're not even the initial matches against each other, but maybe they're adjusting and throttling themselves to play their best for their matchups.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's what really makes the game competitive, is reacting to. Sometimes you get this in chat when people don't, aren't these guys just playing alone on their own systems, and why is this competitive? It's competitive because it matters what your opponent is doing, right? So that's why we give frequent score checks here. If the guys didn't really know what the other player was doing, then it really wouldn't be competitive. It would just be two guys, or gals, or whoever playing alone at home. But it's the fact that you're playing, someone else, and what they do matters to what you're gonna do is what makes it competitive.
And the reason why we have this format is because back in the day, before there was online games and before every version of Tetris had some kind of split screen multiplayer, you had to put two consoles next to each other, and that was how you had to do it. When you had an event with thousands of participants, they just had banks of systems set up, and then they had to play head to head or in groups at the same time.
So 485 for Huff, 410 for Blank. Getting really close to transition. Another Tetris for each of them. About a 3.5 Tetris lead for Huff. There's another one for Huff. Blank.
Yeah, Huff now just laying on the aggression like in bursts. Like they'll be even for a while, and then Huff will jump up like a huge amount.
Yeah, Blank's
that's what we just saw.
Stacking high on the left here in preparation for level 19. He's gonna
Yeah.
Tetris into it, 482. And so is Huff, 579.
Ooh, that's some. I think he meant to go all the way left there, but it hung, or I guess it went one to the left shy of being all the way to the left.
Yeah, super smart burn by Blank on the right side like 6 pieces ago, but if you watch the replay, you should watch that burn. It was awesome. 519 Huff, 591 for Hufflepuffus. I mean, what did I say that right? 520 for Blank. Yes, 594 for Hufflepuffus.
Wow, some great maneuvering from Blank there. That's a dig. Wow. And he's Tetris ready. Trying to catch up. Blank at 556, down 43,000 points from Huff's 600,000 points. And Huff jumping back up to 75,000 points ahead with 634,000 points. But Blank's doing great because, you know, the deficit was like 100,000 points not too long ago, and Blank's been able to keep up the aggression despite that dig. And Blank with a Tetris. Yeah, Huff's playing super clean though. Good position. Blank firing another Tetris got him up to 12,000 away. Huff with a Tetris back at 1 Tetris ahead. Now 2 Tetrises ahead. 729,000 points. Great pace. They keep pushing each other. This could be a double max out game. Wow. Huff with another Tetris. Blank just building that board so nicely. Look at that. Textbook clean.
Oh, look at that
He's
weird
having
overhang for Blank right now.
Yeah, the pieces forced him to build that overhang. Hopefully he'll get what he needs to clean it out. He does. Almost open again. Having to settle for 1 hole in the stack. Boom, Tetris for Blank, and he's within 10,000 points of Huff.
Yeah, and Huff is burning. You know, as Huff had built out the lead, and then Huff started burning, which gave Blank a way back in. Now they're both kind of burning, and well, now Huff is clean again.
Yeah, this is Blank's chance. He needs to capitalize.
Yeah, he needs to burn this down.
Still
right
10,000 points away. Very close. Okay, Huff scores a Tetris there, jumping into the lead now, 1 Tetris ahead. So, oh, and Huff with another Tetris. So Blank needs to start Tetrising again. And he's got a well. He holds out, gets a Tetris, and then takes a double. 36,000 points separate them, so it's just 1 Tetris. Huff now doing another Tetris, so 2 Tetrises. 893,000 points for Huff, 823,000 for Blank. Blank having to play risky, gets the long bar. Boom, Tetris for Blank. Really trying to get those Tetrises to score and to win, but Huff's just not letting up and manages to squeeze out that victory. And with 229 lines, he could get a last Tetris here and almost a max out. Let's see if he could post 29 that. Yep, he post 29 to max out. Continues to play after the kill screen. Continuing to get lines. Are we going to see a level 30? Yes, we do. Huff playing into level 30. Getting a single. And that'll do it. 1,008,620.
Yeah, there you go. Flexing. Getting that
Both of
million.
them. Yep. Whew, great matchups here.
All right, we got 2 ready players, and I see no reason to delay. Let's go.
Three, 2, 1, Tetris. noticing that Huff has vertical grip. That was interesting to see that. I think Mark Meyer was the first one. Mark Meyer and Dan QZ, I think, have that kind of grip.
Yeah, that's right. Although, Dan, of course, not here this year. Kind of tied up with school things and life things and whatnot. But he actually switched to DAS for much of the year, just because he wanted to. There's a little bit of a, I don't know if it's a stigma or kind of a joke or a meme or whatever, that hyper tappers aren't as good as stackers as DAS players, right? I think this is where DAS players hang their hat a bit. And so he went back and wanted to go and see what he was able to do with DAS. And over the course of, I don't know, about 6 months or so, was able to get up into the 900s. Not quite a max out, but certainly shown that he has that ability. So, and I think just learning how to stack that way does pay dividends, and it just kind of broadens your experience as a player.
Oh, yeah. Definitely the best player at the game will try to learn the strengths and weaknesses of all play styles that they can. So I'm looking forward to the era. The next era of the Tetris champions, LOWs, are going to be masters of both styles, especially when it comes down to having more matches and having to play endurance, like, multiple days against other players. Then you might have a situation where a DAS player would be able to out-endure a pure hyper tapper.
All right, 125, and now 148 for Huff, 175 for Blank. 40 lines.
Yeah, still within a Tetris of each other, so I usually like to see them get a little closer before I say, the thing.
Yeah, that phrase.
Yeah, that phrase.
It's a great phrase. And again, as we mentioned yesterday, there's really no good alternative. Eyelash to eyelash. I mean, if anybody in chat knows a good alternative for neck and neck and wants to propose it, please type it in chat.
Yeah, I actually asked Corian what the Japanese phrase for that was.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what it was that he told me. So it must not have been catchy enough. I'm so sorry, Corian.
Corian, if you're out there, please let us know. But in English, because I don't speak Japanese. So maybe, I don't know if Chris does, but I certainly don't.
I might have saved a picture of it on my phone. I have to, because we were at the after party when I asked him. Yeah, what a way to spend your after party, right? It's like, hey, Corian, how do you say neck and neck in Japanese?
Yeah, I know you're trying to party, but can you be my personal Wikipedia? I would appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I met Corian at that as well. God, what super nice man. Like, probably one of the nicest people I've ever met in my entire life.
Oh yeah, he's a great, awesome. I'd seen him compete before, but at Portland Retro Gaming Expo, I guess at one point he visited my booth and he brought like all this Sonic the Hedgehog stuff for me to sign, since I'm the Sega World Champion and won that big Sonic and Knuckles tournament on Alcatraz. He brought his Japanese copy of Sonic and Knuckles, and I got to autograph that, and I got to trade him a bunch of swag. And last year he made these and Knuckles stickers. So the joke is, anytime you want to make a sequel to something, you can just slap on and Knuckles. So just the words and Knuckles are a sticker, and he made those stickers, and he gave me a stack of those. And then I gave him like a bunch of Boom Tetris for Jeff stickers. So that was kind of cool.
Oh, that's fabulous. 313 here for Huff, 414 for Blank. Blank's going to Tetris. Huff ready for one. Heading into the 100 line mark.
With Blank with a huge lead now, 124,000 points up, 437,000 points for Blank, 313 for Huff. 30 lines from transition. And both players with really good stacks.
Of course, Corian will be playing in this event later. When is his? I forget what his. Somebody in chat will know. I don't have it in front of me.
I have it here.
Oh, you do?
He is. Yeah, he's playing November 7th in Group C.
Oh, there you go.
And he's, I think Yeah, this image quality on this is like the official like schedule board, and like I can barely see what their seed is. It says 13.
Yeah, I mean, and Corian really, in large part, a big reason almost why we're here, because it was his hyper tapping that inspired Joseph, and Joseph inspired a whole generation of young players. So.
Yeah, definitely. I've heard Joseph definitely mention Corian as his inspiration for doing the hyper tapping.
Now Huff facing a 36 line drought here going into the 19 transition, finally going to get that long bar. That's going to give Blank an opportunity to pad that lead a bit.
Blank with a missed shift there, but I think he can clear that out pretty easily. Wasn't the fatal one.
All right, so Huff's going to need this opportunity to take this back. Blank's going to see what he can do here. Is he going to set up with this? No, he's going to take the safe triple. Thank goodness. Hefty crazy.
After seeing Eric ICX, I know what he would do.
Yeah, and he actually did have an opportunity to go, center well, dirty Tetris ready, but Blank decided to opt for survival. Probably good.
Well, he's got the lead, so that's probably the better choice.
Huff gonna Tetris zone, cut into that lead. He's about a Tetris behind now. Oh, and Blank with that ceiling over the left side. Oh no, and he's gonna take a piece of the right. So Huff is gonna get a Tetris and just needs 4,700 points. Needs to get to 551. A triple would probably, I think, do it here, and it does.
Yeah. Wow, the compound miss slide there. It just snowballed, and Blank wasn't able to recover. And Huff is now up one game. Wow. Just in the blink of an eye, just the outcome. And Blank was ahead like for quite a while there.
All right, let's go ahead and get this one underway. We're just about ready with our other match as well.
Three, 2, 1, Tetris. So yeah, matches can just change their complexion so fast in this game. And I think a lot of what people don't appreciate when they see this for the first time, before they, like, let's say if you've never played NES Tetris before and you've only seen it played by others, like, you don't know how fatal just one misdrop can be, because it's so hard to recover once your plans have been foiled, to say the least. Yeah, those higher speeds, it's just, you have to place everything so perfectly.
All right, so I think we're just about ready to start our next match as well, finally. Feyodan's worked through his internet issues. So as soon as we get readies from both of these players, we will get that one underway. Well, or continue that one. Feyodan up 1-0 over Jesper.
Huff is up by a little bit, 163,000 points to Blank's 121. But Blank's going to fire a Tetris. Now they're just one Tetris away from each other. Blank actually not using the long bar there to score Tetris. I guess he wanted to fill in that left to maximize efficiency. But now he's forced to burn really high. And manages to get safe again for the most part. He isn't able to use that line piece. He takes a triple and then he gets a Tetris. Huff jumping into the lead, 52,000 point lead, 235,000 points to Blank's 183. And we're just starting off on the bottom. Close game. Jesper with a slight lead now, scoring 1 Tetris over, but Feoden getting the long bar, evening it up. Blank just stacking up really high on the left and not always taking the burn on the right.
Yeah, going for a combo burn here on the right, and we'll see if that's gonna... Oh yeah, he gets that piece over.
That is gambling there. Playing super risky is Blank.
Yeah, he set up that T kind of vertically for a combo burn, just gambling on something too flat bottom to come where he could burn it away, but took a couple pieces for that piece to come.
Yeah, once again, stacking up high on the left. And, I mean, there's situations where you could, like, triple or double, but no, he holds up for the long bar, and he's faced with a difficult burn after that if it doesn't work out. But I guess that's his way of playing aggressively here. Boom, Tetris for Blank. See, he's ready for a bunch of Tetrises, and it's just very reliant on the long bar coming, and sometimes it doesn't. Okay, he gets another one. Boom, Tetris for Blank. And Huff's still up about by a Tetris and a half. Not lining up at all.
In the early going downstairs, though, we got 146 for Jesper, 172 for Feyodan through about 40 some odd lines.
Jesper with a huge drought there, almost 40.
Oh wow, I didn't notice.
Yeah, it hit like 38, so he finally got the long bar, and but that's gonna allow Feodan to keep a lead of 1 Tetris and has much cleaner board. Jesper's almost out of it though, digs back down. And Huff's doing some cleanup too. Blank is able to capitalize on that, catches up with a clean field, and even scores. And yep. They're now going to be a neck and neck because they're at the same, about the same board health here.
Ooh, Blank building a spire here. There's got to be some other place he can put those pieces besides right there. Yeah, how many times have we seen it, Chris, and people are like, oh, I'm going to keep, piling. Yeah, finally opts to not put on that spire. He kind of ran out of options for that spade of Z pieces.
Ooh, nice spin by Blank there. Still waiting for that long bar. It's just, yeah, Boom Tetris with Blank finally getting one when he needed it. But I noticed, yeah, he has been playing aggressively, not been taking the triples and doubles off the top like I would see most players play. So he's in it to win it. Willing to take that risk to get the eventual reward. There he takes a triple, and just in time too. He transitioned with that triple. Triple into a Tetris, gives up a bit of points, but yeah, Huff's lead's still there, 60,000 points. 560,000 points for Huff to 500,000 for Blank. So Blank has been playing adequately aggressive to try to catch up to Huff, but the Huff's just been laying on the Tetrises and not giving him much quarter, not much room to breathe here. We're approaching the 100 line mark with Feodan versus Jesper. Jesper now taking the lead, 47,000 point lead with 367,000 points to Feodan's 320,000 points. After transition, we still see Huff about 60,000 points ahead. Blank looking to catch up though.
Yeah,
Huff taking a double.
Yeah, you can see he brought back a piece just trying to get Tetris ready instead of taking the burn. He knows the situation, knows he needs to play aggressively right here.
And Huff's setup isn't optimal. Blank filling in the left with that long bar.
Oh, and Huff making an adjustment here, but now he's kind of like L and J dependent in 2 places. Gets the L and the J, so, why not?
Yeah. Worked out. Boom Tetris for Blank. We were neck and neck just for a second there, so they're getting close. Huff's board's in better shape though, and Blank, okay, got his board. Now we're gonna see a close match end here. They're right neck and neck, 700,000 points both. Blank hitting the Tetris first. Huff opting to do a burn there. Instead of having to do 3 burns, at least. Allowing Blank to take the lead.
Now,
just by half a Tetris now.
Now, blank is ahead 8 lines here. That's going to come into play as we approach transition. I'm calling it transition now. Approach kill screen. It kind of is a transition now.
For some players, definitely, yeah.
But blank up by about 2/3 of a Tetris right now. I'll try to open that well. Both are going to Tetris, so still the same difference.
And meanwhile, on the bottom, they've also transitioned, and Feoden has a lead of 1 Tetris. Close game down there, too. We're approaching kill screen up on top.
Yeah, blank up by a Tetris and a half now.
Ooh, he covered the well, and then the long bar didn't get to go in. And he still gets a long bar. Boom, Tetris for blank. And he takes a triple for that next line clear. He's up by a Tetris and a half still. So, with kill screen coming...
Yeah, 927 for blank. Huff's going to be 903, back by 25,000 points. Blank setting up for a Tetris.
Tetris, boom! With going into level 29 with a Tetris, 20,000 points ahead, so, and Huff has 5 lines.
Yeah, he needs to get to 965, and he's going to get that Tetris, and Huff
does it, catching up.
Wow. Blank doing everything he possibly could. Wow, and Huff again with the max out. Wow.
Wow, that is super competitive. And yeah, blank's still in it, going to the losers bracket, and Huff coming out on top on this one.
All right, so we're going to switch over to the bottom match here. Huff got his heart. He'll stay in the winners bracket. Blank will go down to the losers bracket.
And I believe he'll be playing the winner of this one? Or is this... Yeah, this is the losers bracket. Okay.
Well, blank will go down to face Jonas.
Oh, okay. Wow, look at that stacking from Jesper. Holy cow.
Oh, Jesper with the line spin.
Line spin. Jesper just putting on a show here. And we're neck and neck. Both players really pushing each other. Jesper with a great-looking field, though. Feoden with a center well set up, but it's not giving him the long bar, and Feoden's going to top out. Jesper's going to take this one. Jesper keeps going.
Yeah, Jesper can go ahead and top out if he wants. And yeah, a big sigh of relief. Now he's turned it into a best of 3.
That high-speed ice spin, wow. I mean, you can do that stuff for survival or winning a match, and that's a match winner there.
Oh, are we supposed to say Jesper? Or I like Jesper, okay? But I'm just gonna call him Tegamek now. See, you've ruined it, chat. All right. Let us get it ready for both players. We'll move on to game 3 of this best of 5. Now, after this match concludes, we will be going into a little bit of a break. All right, they are ready. Let's get it going. And we'll come back to Blank versus Jonas and Redshurt versus the winner of this match.
But yeah, Jesper's been a lot of fun to watch. Just when he has to take those, it seems like he pulls off some amazing maneuvers when survival comes down to it, and that's just exciting. That's really pulling it all out. Feoden jumping up into an early lead. Double by Jesper. But scoring a Tetris to even things up. And Feoden with a slight drought getting long bar, but now he's going to have to fill in that left side. Probably with the next long bar or burn down the Tetris first. Oh, missed shift there. So a couple of missed drops for Feoden he's going to clean up. Nothing Nothing quite lethal yet, but it's going to allow Jesper to widen that lead. And Jesper just looking for efficient stacking there. Could have left his well open, but I think he was looking for just something survivable and keep the pressure off. Now he's Tetris ready. Boom, Tetris for Jesper. And Feoden's still in dig mode. Nothing too severe. And he's going to get out for the most part with that. Now he just has to burn that roof off the top. I guess he wants to do it with the T-spin. There it is. Oh, didn't get the spin. It's all he was going for, but didn't work out that way. And Jesper looking super clean. Now with an 80,000 point lead, 199,000 points to Feoden's 123,000. And Feoden finally getting that board cleaned up, firing back with the Tetris. Jesper up by 75,000 points. Yeah, Jesper just playing super clean, not taking any risks here, not building too high. Feoden now down by about 100,000, but beats back that deficit to 76,000 points. Jesper now he's trying to figure out what to build here. Instead of building a well, he opts to take the split double, moves the well back over to the right, set up for a couple of tucks. There's one. I thought he would have used those J's to do it, but he wanted to do it with a spin. And fills in that gap with a spin. Maybe he's building a Tetris on top here. No, he's going to take a double. And clears a triple. And boom, Tetris for Jesper. 80,000 point lead, 325,000 points to Feoden's 244,000. And Feoden taking a double. Yeah, some interesting plays from Jesper. A lot of his placements are not where I think they'd go, but they work out in the end. It's part of the fun of watching this sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, there are very definite playstyles. I think you can, on one level, you can sort of, with infinite time say, oh, well, this is like the ideal placement. But then there are definite styles where, maybe they aren't like the optimal placement, but they kind of work within the context of what the player is trying to achieve.
Oh, Feoden with some mischiefs there. He's going to have to clean that out. And Jesper's lead's already pretty big, so we'll see if Feoden can navigate this dig.
Yeah, should be able to clear out of this, but this is going to cost, maybe 10 lines of burning here. Minimum.
And our screen has frozen on our side. It looks like Feoden topped out somehow, but we can't see it.
Yeah, it looks like he's topped out. We'll get a confirm on that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the outcome is probably what we think it is, but
yep.
We'll wait to hear back from the judges.
I'm on it. Vandy's on it, everyone.
And meanwhile, Jesper's going to continue playing.
Yeah, Jesper, you continue playing right now, just to be safe. Just to make sure that...
Jesper will keep entertaining our crowd with his interesting piecement places. I had to say it once.
Or placement pieces.
Yeah.
Right,
the transitions with some tucks.
Oh, there we go. And, Chris Foryst popping his head in there.
See if he has anything to say to us. Can we get a whoop for Chris Foryst?
Whoop! A wild Chris appears. But yeah, I think we need to get a confirmation of kind of what happened on Feoden's side, and if there was a top-out score that's valid, or what I would assume it would be. Just going to have Jesper continue to play here.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be good if the judges can get the top out. I mean, I think they need the top out data at some point for something.
Yeah, 380k. So Jesper is good. Jesper, you can go ahead and top out.
Whoop, Tetris for Jesper. Just because Chris Foryst is on the screen.
Yeah. I love Chris Foryst and that whoop. Those of you, again, who are kind of joining us more on an annual basis, you know, we've got all kinds of events that happen throughout the online scene here on Twitch. Chris Foryst is one of the organizers of especially some of the European-oriented events, and known famously for his version of Boom, which is whoop. Kind of sounds like Mork from Ork doing whoop. I don't know, but
right, like I can't actually do it the way he does it.
Yeah, so yeah, it's very unique to him.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna Jesper has won that one. He's up 2-1, and trying to make his way through the losers bracket to play against Redshurt. Up 2-1. Chris is on the prowl here, fixing this all up. And it looks like Feyodan is good now. Looks like Chris is scolding him, like, no, don't you ever do that. Why do you keep doing this? Stop doing this. If I've told you whoop once, I've told you whoop 1,000 times. Well, if you want to look at the bracket, we can show you what the bracket looks like. And no, we can't, because it does this every time. All right, there it is. So that's just sort of what's coming up. As soon as we get the result of this match, it'll go into Redshurt versus the winner of this match. The loser will be eliminated. And we'll have a 4-way set with Blank versus Jonas Neubauer on top. And then the resulting match from this on the bottom. So that's going to be fireworks. Blank versus Jonas. I'm really excited to see that dynamic.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty epic. Jonas definitely being the veteran representative from this entire quadrant. So, or I guess it's like, how do you say a quadrant, but there's 8 of them? Octodrant?
Octant? I think we'll have to ask our friends at Enhance, because they had to come up with a lot of creative names for things that were 4, 8, 12, 16. Yeah. Perfectrant, maybe, is what it was.
Chat says octant. Thanks, chat.
All right, we got some Latin scholars in there. All right, now we just need Chris to leave. As appealing as he is visually, I don't know that we want to see him in there.
Scold cam.
That's right, scold cam. Chris with the scold cam.
It's kind of like in Mortal Kombat when you uppercut the dude. Sometimes the toasty comes out. You'll have Chris Foryst come out and you'll say whoop.
Oh boy.
Someone in chat asked what the bottom bracket is, and I guess traditionally it's called the losers bracket or second bracket. And what you can do is have a player that wins the match sends the player who loses to this other bracket, and then those people who have lost matches end up fighting each other until the winner of that bracket goes against the winner of the winner's bracket.
Yeah, it's almost like as long as you keep winning, you get to stay in this main tournament, and then everybody who loses goes into their own little mini tournament, and then the winners of both of those tournaments fight it out at the end. All right, we are underway with game 4.
Right. Jesper up by 1. And Feoden having to win this one to stay in it. Jesper taking a triple off the top there. But he's back open for a Tetris. And manages to do that to catch up to Feoden just a bit, who's up by half a Tetris. And Jesper set up. Temporary lead because Feoden fires right back. Still early on. Just a matter of who's getting those long bars and see how things build up. Leading on the road to level 19. Not too much of a change there. There's still a Tetris apart at most. Jesper with the tuck.
Yeah, you see people setting up that square tuck. That's kind of a thing that's kind of developed, at least in the scene, sort of in the last year or so. People didn't do that now it's routine. Of course, Jonas was doing that back before it was cool.
Ah, it just makes sense, you know. And
like, yeah, pretty much all the stuff that we think is like super cool. Like, oh my god, what are these kids doing? Jonas has been doing it for years. And we're about to see him in our next set. Maybe he'll whip out some of these tucks and spins on us.
Yep.
Right, 197 for Jesper, 196 for Feyodan. Feyodan's going to Tetris. Jesper set up for one, so super neck and neck right now.
Oh man, you just got to say it before I did.
Well, listen, there's no quota or limit. Oh, Jesper with kind of a misdrop there with a T. He's gonna have to work around it. That's gonna slow him down for a line or two.
And while Jesper's field isn't completely clear, yeah, he'll clear it up with that. Nice. Yeah, he's able to spin that T to burn that roof off. Looks satisfying when that happens. Yeah, Jesper set up for a Tetris, waiting for that long bar. Taking some safety singles and doubles there. Yep, boom, Tetris for Jesper. Feoden now building off above his well, so Jesper's going to be able to catch up a little bit. Boom, Tetris for Jesper. We are neck and neck. Feoden's board is clean again. And Jesper with that nice spin. Just very satisfying seeing all those burns and tucks work out like that. Boom, Tetris for Feoden. They're going back and forth now. Yeah, super neck and neck here. Miss my live audience chanting neck and neck.
Yeah, we got to get a soundboard or something here just to provide that.
Yeah. Oh, Jesper with a dirty Tetris. Boom. And then lays that long bar flat for a single clear. So he doesn't have to have anything protruding above the playfield.
Well, burns taken by Jesper here.
Yeah, Feoden with a very slight lead now.
Players super clean within a Tetris of each other. There's one for Jesper. Feoden barring the unforeseen disaster. All right, there it is. So yeah, just staying super close to one another, kind of coasting into transition here. Jesper with a slight lead. Feoden setting up.
Yeah, we haven't seen anything too crazy built. Never that high either.
Both players taking a few burns here.
I mean, even though they've only been mildly aggressive, they're still going to hit 500k for the transition. Jesper at 489, and Feoden just over 500k, now at 531k. So Feoden now developing a lead. Tetris for Feoden, 1 Tetris away from transition, and Jesper's going to be set up with a nice well there for a couple of Tetrises. There's one, and the next one will send him into level 19. There it is. Boom, Tetris for Jesper. They're now just a Tetris apart. 562,000 for Jesper, 579 for Feoden, but Jesper making a Tetris, turning that around just slightly, but Feoden firing back. Yeah, Jesper's gonna have to do some burns to clean that away. Yeah, uses the T and then burns away with the long bar there. Okay. Drilling back down. In the meantime, Feoden's lead has gotten a bit wider. Now at 60,000 points. And Feoden hits another Tetris. 80,000 point lead now at 684,000 points to Jesper's 604. Feoden pouring on the aggression. Jesper getting his board back into shape. And boom, Tetris for Jesper. Trying to fight back that deficit with 2 Tetrises. Now 50,000 away. And Feoden still pouring on the Tetrises. So no one can give an inch here. This is going to be a close one all the way down to the wire. Although Feoden just slamming down Tetrises faster than Jesper can keep up with. So the lead is widened at points to 100,000.
Yeah, this is all going to be decided by kind of who blinks first, right? Is it going to be Jesper who just loses all chance, because of an extended burn, or is it going to be Feoden who lets Jesper back in?
Right.
And here's a little situation for Feoden right now that could be festering.
Now they're both maximizing pretty good here. We've seen a lot of Tetrises, but now they're both forced to burn a bit here at the 180 line mark.
Oh, Jesper can't get that
Jesper.
L over to the left. And
Over.
he's going to top out, and we have a decider, folks.
Wow, going the distance again. That's what we've been seeing today. No reverse sweeps, just 1, 1, 1, 1, and all the way to the bitter end.
That's right. All right, so Feoden is good, and we're going to ask Feoden to go ahead and top out if he would. I mean, 30 lines until the end, that would be okay. Unless he's on some crazy PB pace.
He might get a max out.
That's true.
He's in max out territory.
Yeah, he is on PB pace actually, because his PB at least here is a 1,005,000 points. So he actually is on pace for one. So let's let it happen, guys.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good one for him.
Yeah, this could be a one. Yeah, this could be a 1.1 if he's perfect from here on out.
He's only on 27. Needs the right pieces to keep it clean, though.
Yeah, game's just not giving it to him. It's gonna be really hard to.
Whew.
He's fighting.
Oh,
he's got the max out. He doesn't have the Game Genie code, so so we don't know. But yeah, I think he didn't quite get the PB, but he's pretty darn close.
Yeah, that's an excellent game by Feoden, and someone needs to buy a Game Genie.
Yeah, congrats, Feyodan. If it wasn't a PB, it was pretty darn close. But we've got a decider, guys. See, I think there's an argument to be made in competition not to go for personal best, because I think what ends up happening is you get this sort of adrenaline kind of thing happening, and then, that doesn't serve you well in the next game. So for me, like, if I ever got in this situation, I'd be like, nope, I'm topping out. Calm down.
It's their choice, though. I mean, I'm not, a maxed out player yet, but someday I might be. I'd definitely like to make a PB in competition if that's what it takes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and Feodan was right on pace for it too. It's just got that slowdown on level 28. It just made it impossible.
1 Tetris, and we're down to the decider.
That's right. The winner will move on, and the loser will be out of the competition. We are down in the losers bracket here, or the bottom bracket. I guess people are calling it diplomatically, but that's okay. And our next set, as we mentioned, will feature Jonas, 7-time winner of this very competition, against Blank. And then Redshurt versus the winner of this.
But yeah, we're seeing just so many matches go the distance now. Like, no sweeps today. But, you know, that's a show that people want to see. Both players doing some burns to burn off that roof there. Pretty even otherwise. Jesper waiting for some pieces to tuck. There they are. And Feoden getting a lead now with 2 Tetrises ahead. Jesper firing back 1. And Jesper having to do a couple of burns. In one of those situations where not quite the perfect pieces fell, so he set it up so that he could dig out of it. One away from opening it up, and there it is. Feoden getting a lead now. Keeping it 54,000 point lead with 210,000 points over Jesper's 157,000 points. And Jesper with a kind of like a left-right twitch there, kind of undecided where that piece was going to go, but didn't cause any problems scoring a Tetris just there. And Feoden playing super clean this time. He covered up as well, waiting for a couple of pieces. Yeah, he's getting long bars, but they're not when his well's open. He's gonna have to get something good to burn that down. Doesn't want to hang any more pieces there. Whew.
He's trying to be a
I
little
think he
too
rotated that wrong.
Okay.
I think he flipped that just the wrong way, and he's 10,000 points ahead, but this is Jesper's game to take now. All he needs is just that Tetris, and that's it.
Yeah, he just needs to get to 242. And he's
Does it
there.
with 2 triples.
And Jesper will be moving
Oh.
on.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to Feoden. I think he was trying to do a flip there to burn a double, but it didn't turn the right way, and it got hung up.
Yeah, well, Feyodan is now out of the competition, but certainly we want to congratulate him on even qualifying, and thank you so much for hanging in there with us throughout all the technical issues we had to deal with. Certainly loved having you here, and this is kind of a relatively new player for me, so it was great to meet him, and hopefully we'll see him in future competitions. And you know, he beat just over a max out, came in here and pretty much equaled that in competition. So
no, we got to see some max out play from these players, and that's what we're here to see some of the best Tetris being played ever, and nothing taking away from the players here. You've got to have a winner.
All right, so bear with me. I'm going to bring up the next group of matches pretty darn quick. Whoops, let me go ahead and just bring up the bracket thing so you don't have to see all our goofy stuff behind the scenes. It'll be right there. Oops. Gotta find out which one it is first.
Yeah, chat's commenting on Jesper's victory drink. Did he say what it was?
What was his victory drink?
He says D-cider.
D-cider, of course.
We're gonna have to make some CTWC branded D-cider.